Hello all. Well, like usual, every once in a while I'll talk about the pesticide and herbicide industry and what they're doing to our fruits and vegetables and our bees and all that kind of thing. So I thought I would mention it today. I'd work on it, on what the latest information is on pesticides and fungicides. The Environmental Working Group has found 95% of those fruits and vegetables tested positive for pesticides. Now these are fruits and vegetables that are non-organic. The organic ones don't fall into this category. The pesticides are these right here. So they call their research the Dirty Dozen list of fruits and vegetables. Which ones have the most pesticides and fungicides on them? Here is the list. The first ones are the most polluted and they go to the last. So the first most polluted are strawberries, spinach, kale, collards, and mustard greens, grapes, peaches, pears, nectarines, apples, peppers, cherries, blueberries, and green beans. The reason that some of these are so polluted is because after they're picked and harvested, they're put through another process where fungicides and some pesticides are put back on the fruits and vegetables before they go to market so that they don't mold and bugs and beetles inside of these fruits and vegetables. So they're just absolutely laced with the fungicides and pesticides. Neonicotinoids are another spray that we talk about often that are put on fruits and vegetables. And the biggest problem with neonicotinoids, not only are they bad for humans, but they're bad for pollinators like bees and anything that pollinates the fruits and vegetables that we eat. These bees and bumblebees and that sort of thing get poisoned by neonicotinoids, and they're still widely used throughout the U.S. Now, many European nations and other places in the world don't use neonicotinoids anymore because they know that they're poisoning bees and that sort of thing. But the industry, of course, has a hold on all politicians, and they tell them what you can use and what you can't use in the fields. It has nothing to do with politicians. They're held ransom because these industries pay them so much money to get reelected and all, so they can't say anything bad about all these pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides. So it's up to us not to eat unorganic foods, conventional fruits and vegetables. It's not only bad for us, but it's bad for the environment and the bugs and things that eat it. That's why eating all organic whenever possible is the best choice. Yeah, you pay a little bit more for it, but it's well worth it, and you're paying people that harvest and farm non-organically so that they're not poisoned and put under the same pressures as conventional farmers are to farm while spraying all these poisons all over themselves. It just happens. Blow back with the wind, having to do it after they pick the fruits and vegetables. So go organic. Okay, now on another subject that I talked about not too long ago, about 2 or 3 months ago, was the hydrogen situation on our planet. There's lots of hydrogen underground that these oil and gas companies are now discovering, and they're trying to figure out how to bring all this hydrogen up to the surface and store it in these underground salt mines that are really far underground, and they pressurize it with hydrogen, and they draw the hydrogen up and they sell it as fuel. Texas Energy companies and other companies are betting on hydrogen as a clean fuel. But that's the whole thing. Is hydrogen a clean fuel? The more we study it, the more we find out. If you use hydrogen for fuel for cars, planes, 18-wheelers, ships, and power plants and industry, such as steel mills, is it really clean? Well, apparently it is clean if you run it through a fuel cell. If it's used for running fuel cells, which makes electricity, then it comes out as water. But if you use it directly as fuel, then you've got real problems. This can create nitrogen oxide. Now, nitrogen oxide makes haze and causes acid rain to fall, and then that acid rain will burn out all the forests, and anything that's plant-based will die because of the acid. So the new hydrogen hype probably will be kind of a mixed bag. Maybe cars, maybe trucks can use it, but planes, the fuel cells, I think, will be too big and too heavy for a plane to use a fuel cell. So don't believe all the hype you hear about hydrogen. Yeah, it might be used as a fuel in between fossil fuels and electricity in places, but not a lot of places, because you need fuel cells to convert it to electricity to be clean. And unfortunately, a lot of industry will just start burning hydrogen as a fuel without going through that, and it will cause acid rain, and we'll come into our next big environmental problem of acid rain spreading all over the U.S. and all over the world. So we'll have to see how far hydrogen goes. So what's your thoughts on all this stuff? The dirty dozen, the hydrogen, or anything else? And are you having a good spring? A lot of places are having unusually warm weather. Oh, really? Others, like here in California, we're having probably a pretty normal spring. We've had our warm days, but like today it's raining. So in April, rain is kind of getting rare. You know, it's pretty much into our season where it's nice and warm, and just before the fog season starts. So let me know how things are doing around where you are. I appreciate any comments, any ups, and any new subscribers. And until next time.